Yeah, I know. It's like all I wanted to do was we're live. Welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. I am Ethan Van Sciver. Let's see if we can get some people in here.
I am
Whoops.
Ethan Van Sciver.
They're all hovering around waiting.
Yeah, Boomer Frog. They're already making fun of me. I meant to press live. I meant to go live and or no, I meant to screen share and I accidentally hit the stop broadcast button like a dummy. All right, go ahead, give it to me. My God, Captain Boomer away.
Ethan Van Boomer.
Yeah, let's just pretend that never happened. Well, I mean, more stupid things like that are bound to happen. Mike Kelly says, just name your company Boomer Comics. It's not a bad idea.
BoomerGate.
Whoops. Anyway, yeah, so I wanted to show people, I'm going to be very carefully screen share now. Very carefully. Should work. Okay. And I wanted to show people brand. This is what it is, by the way. Yellow Flash. Hold on a second here. Brand by Antonio Bryce and Kanan White. Look at this McFarlane-esque artwork here.
It reminds me of the clown.
Yeah. This isn't Kanan's work. Kanan's work is right here. I think this is Kanan, but I can't be sure. Is this you, Kanan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Brian Bowman thing underneath and all that.
Yeah, right here. This is Kanan. This is who. Look at this is the best piece right here. This is full on DC Comics level pro. Great stuff. Great
that was
stuff.
a fun thing to do.
It took forever though. I was like, how long did it take you? It took you a while to get that to me.
That was the city, man. And then I tried to do a shortcut, and he was like, "No." So I had to go back and redraw the city. So that took a little bit.
I'd already been waiting. I was like, if you're gonna give it to me the full on, man. I want the full on Kanan White, man. And it ended up paying off. I showed that piece to Steve Englehart, man. He was like, wow.
Yeah, you can't argue with that. You can't argue with that right there. What is that? Is it like 2 or 3 days worth of work? It looks like to me.
Yeah,
maybe even more.
It looks good.
Took a little bit, man. It was probably at least 3 or 4 days total.
Yeah.
Because I was off and on, but yeah.
Good stuff all around. So this is brand. These guys, listen. This comic book looks dynamite. Look at this. Look at the detail there. That is exquisite. Are you inking yourself?
Yes. Yeah, do it all digital using Cintiq.
Wow, man. Brand by Antonio Bryce and Kanan White. Why don't you pitch that? What is this even about, Antonio?
Well, basically, there is a war between heaven and hell, and we're on Earth, the midplane, and out of 7 billion people, there are 1,000 of these warriors on the Earth, and their job is to kind of maintain the balance, and obviously they're trying to stop the end times from coming. And you have our main characters, Dawn and David Craven. Dawn's a human that ends up falling in love with David, and she doesn't know what he is. And she ends up getting sucked into this supernatural world of David, and he's got this floating mask named Penance that talks to him, and then they can merge up and power up, and and obviously she's got the little demon dog Morgan that she adopts, and David doesn't really like him, but hey, well, you got to put up with it.
I wouldn't like him either. That's crazy.
Yeah, he was like, I don't want this guy in my house. Why is he here?
Yeah. I hope that's his house broken. I doubt it.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I had a Great Dane and it just tore up my leather sofa. I was like, Jesus, God.
No, there's gonna be some scenes where Morgan decides to pee on David and stuff like that. It's gonna be some great stuff. I was like, he's peeing on my leg.
Awesome. Yeah, this looks dynamite. Again, brand. This is Antonio. Antonio, what's been your experience being a part of ComicsGate? What do you think so far?
I'd say over the last year, 98% positive. Most of the negative stuff that I've had has been from people who are either telling me that I have been co-opted, or that kind of nonsense. Is like, oh, you're being misled. The diversity shield thing that I've gotten a few times. People trying to, like, you don't understand about Ethan and Zach and all that. It's like, okay, I watch the videos. I'm very familiar. I know what I'm saying. I'm not being hypnotized or
Right.
brainwashed into some weird cult. This isn't what's going on. I freely joined this movement, and I'm very proud to be a part of it. So.
Oh, we're glad to have you. And look, here's the thing. What we care about is the comics, and this comic makes us all look better. So that's what it comes down to, man. We want comics that actually make our the whole idea of ComicsGate look more appealing. I mean, this is look at this. I mean, I'm sorry, that's hot. That looks great. This is what ComicsGate should look like, in my opinion. ComicsGate should be this kind of quality. Yeah, we got a little sex and violence here. I like that. I dig it.
Yeah.
That kind of thing would not be allowed in mainstream comics anymore. And it's a shame.
No.
The 90s, that's what the mainstream was.
Well, her breasts are too big, first off.
Yeah.
Mainstream comics. You got to get those down to A's immediately, and they might consider it.
No, might need to go bigger.
Wow.
I think it's fine. I think that's the thing. One thing I liked about Kanan's style was he didn't go overboard with it. Everything looked proportional, and like I said, it just had that classic look. It was, like I said, I just loved what he did. And so he went beyond my wildest dreams. Every time I give him something, he just knocks it out the park. He just makes it better.
Subject matter helps, man. I mean, it's like I said, the story was solid, and it's cool because as we're going along, and as Antonio explains it more and more, I'm learning just how deep this story truly is.
Yeah,
I mean, it's epic, man. There's so many different ways, spinoffs, and all these different things that can go, man. But the initial outing, man, is gonna be pretty intense and pretty special, man. I think they're gonna, the readers are gonna get something different and something that actually is entertaining, and especially when they see the Dark Santa, and actually figure out what his story is. This is gonna be like, oh wow, dude, that's pretty interesting. That's a different spin on the whole Santa Claus mythos. So yeah.
You said when he has the mask, does that give him more power or something?
Oh yeah,
like a Dr. Fate thing.
Well, see, that's the thing. If you notice the other character that in that big piece with when it was Santana and Gaiman, and the one with the dragon in it, his mask is red. And there are 3 color masks in brand. There are red masks, white masks, and black masks. And the red is strength, and the white mask is spiritual power, and the black masks is like mental shadow ability. So it's like shadow magic. So it's supposed to be the Holy Trinity. It's supposed to be mind, body, and spirit. So that's what it all breaks down to. So, like I said, there's the 30 masks belong to the leaders of the hunters. They're called the Chosen. And so at the beginning of our story, David was given a mask. Well, he was given 2 masks. The first mask is the evil one that's with Santana now, that he named Horus. And Horus went bad on him, and they had to track him down and take him out. And then he created a second mask called Penance. And then Penance is the one that's been with him now. And he's about to take the place of a member of the White Council that is about to step down. He doesn't want to be immortal anymore. He wants to die. And David has been training to take his place. And that's where we kind of pick up. And at the beginning of the story, it's like 10 days away from him taking this member's place. And then David kind of has some issues with Dawn and does some things and kind of sets us off on a weird journey.
Yeah. Awesome description, guys. The link is in the description. Those of you who have not yet backed Brand by Antonio Bryce and Kanan White, we got both of them here. The entire creative team is with us this morning. Go ahead, go over there and pick up a copy now. I mean, look, digital copy, $10, $15 for a signed copy of Brand. Who signs it?
I'm signing every copy. Now we have sketch copies up there. There's only 100 sketch covers, and so far we've sold 21 of them. So there's only going to be 100. Anybody that's been following Kanan, as he says, he mostly works digital. So to get an original piece of his artwork, which we have 20 pages of original art. Well, I guess 18 now. A couple people have bought those. So, I mean, this is going to be extremely rare. It's not something that happens all the time. So take advantage of it.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Yeah, terrific. So let's see. Let's make this happen, guys. Let's buy a couple copies of Brand. Make sure that you're supportive of ComicsGate creators, and you are. Oh, that's awesome. Appreciate you. And very, very, very cool. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing. I'm being very careful now, guys, about which buttons I hit. People are making fun of me over this, as they should. Yeah. So essentially, that's what this is. This is just an opportunity for comic book creators and indie creators to come on board. And put a comic book out there without having to ask anyone's permission. I've said it over and over again. We don't need people's permission to succeed. Yo Mama's fat ass says, I need Kanan to sign my copy. Yeah, I mean, that's something that you guys should think about doing. I mean, you should think about a dual signed copy of Brand. Would that be possible in any way? I mean,
I would definitely, depending if we can raise enough, because I talked to, about maybe sending him a plane ticket and have him come down for a couple of days and we could go through, because like I said, we've already sold 1,000 copies.
Yeah.
So I was like,
that's hard to ship.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm going to have to sign 1,000 copies already.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is not a bad problem to have, but yeah, it would be nice to get Kanan's signature on all of the books as well.
Yo Mama's fat ass says please with a big smiley face. So it's a good thing. Uncle E, how you get so damn handsome, says Snake. Well, that's a good question. It involves eating whatever you want, whenever you want to eat it, sitting down, drawing all day long, and just good genes. Just good genes. That's how. I mean, that's how to get this kind of handsome, I think. Boomers destroyed the world. No, the baby boomers did. I had nothing to do with it. Boomers are just, you guys are calling Gen Xers boomers, man. I mean, we're from the Nirvana generation. We didn't do anything.
Nirvana, yes.
I mean, you can't accuse
Team
us.
Spirit.
Yeah. We didn't do anything. All right, so let me read more of these super chats here. This is important. The ones that I missed before. Let's see. Check your DMs for a pic of Vox writer going after Zach and his daughter in a now deleted tweet. Vox's
writer.
writer.
Going after people's children and stuff, man. I don't understand that.
Jesus, what's going on?
People are insane. They try to find out where your kids go to school.
Oh yeah, I've seen a private, and I don't think it got released, but I've seen private groups on Facebook, some screen caps of an entire conversation of them trying to know where his kids go to school. Wow. They wanted to know their exact names. They wanted to know all kinds of details about the man's children, not him, his kids.
So you step into a whole different arena now. Like it's like that's beyond like it's like what's good, man? Like like come see me outside kind of thing. Like you mess with people's kids, man. That's a whole different dynamic.
Yeah, Heather Antos was in on that, Shawnee. There's quite a few people in on it.
That's crazy.
It's a lot of fucked up people, man. A lot of fucked up people.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. Like that is again, people do need a reality check to realize and remember. This is comics,
right?
We're just talking about comic books here. This isn't politics or anything like that. I mean, it is. you know, it's just comic books. So everybody should relax a little bit. Let me see. So I'm looking at the photo now. This guy's Vox's writer. Shouldn't he say instead, I, a man raised as a Catholic, am choosing by my own free will to put a hijab on my daughter? That'd be the truth. Yay for you, Dick. You win Parenting Award of the Year. Isn't it cool how Dick always uses his daughter as a Muslim token, as if Muslim were a race instead of a choice? I mean, he is the parent, right? Wow.
And that's why I don't like the Fox assholes.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know what to say about that. Oh, look at this. Renfamous is right. I guess this is Rags. I don't know. Is this Rags? He said Richard locked his account so he could scrub it. Ethan is scrubbing too. They know that people close to them are leaking info and screenshots. Ethan, my man, you don't have one mole. You have many. Quit faking controversy for money, you bigot piece of shit. ComicsGate is hate.
Wow.
Rags said that?
Yeah, or whoever Renfamous is right is actually. I think this is Late Night.
Oh,
Comics.
That's Late Night Comics.
Yeah, I think it's Late Night Comics.
Man, he got that guy. Man, I don't know what the hell happened to him. That guy went off the deep end.
Yeah, I'm not scrub. First of all, who the fuck are you? Second of all, I'm not scrubbing anything. I don't. You guys can go. Feel free.
These people all think you know who they are. That's what be making me. I'll be laughing. They be like, Ethan knows who I am. He's trying to keep me out of everything.
Yeah, like he has moles. I know I do. I don't. It doesn't. I'm not scrubbing anything. You guys are welcome to go through my social media and go back through my Twitter all the way back to 2010.
They had it. They would have dropped it already, baby. Believe.
Oh yeah. Well, maybe there's. I don't know. I mean, feel free to go ahead and do that. I'm not scrubbing anything. Here's the problem with what goes on here. After you call somebody a Nazi and write 24 articles about how they're a Nazi, and they've survived that, what else do you think you've got, bitch? I mean, like, that's the thing. It's like, where do we go from here? You're gonna call me a Nazi even harder? You're gonna get the people to hate me even more? I don't care. It's like you've kind of played the very last card in your deck a little too soon at this point. ComicsGate doesn't really care. Quit faking controversy for money. All right. Yeah, what can I? It like gets you apoplectic. You're like, these people are nuts. Like they sit there and they deliberately go after you and cause you trouble and cause you harm, and then go, you're faking this. You want this. You want this to happen. All I want to do is draw my comic book. All I want to do is do my YouTube show. All I want to do is talk to my friends on a live stream. But no, I mean, this just endlessly goes on around me. And don't get me wrong, Late Night Comics. It does make me money. Everything that you and your friends do, it is making me lots of money. I mean, don't stop. I mean, don't stop. I don't think I could fake this if I tried. I don't know how to fake this. I don't know how to fake this kind of weirdness. How would I employ SJWs, the likes of Tim Doyle and Kieran Shiak, and then you to act like a nut like this? How would I fake that? He was sending a
lot of people, I guess, he sent me doctored screenshots of shit from Weaponized Nerd Rage Discord, like doctored them up, and a couple other things, like trying to stir the pot.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
All of this, I mean, again, all right, let's see what else it says. Hey, ComicsGate fun fact. Let's see. Ask Mike Miller how EVS forced him to meet with Brian Ball to keep him quiet. Don't tell anyone. ComicsGate is hate. Where's Mike?
Okay.
Listen, Mike. This is Agent Mike Miller. This is EVS. I need you to go meet with Brian Ball. I need you to go keep him quiet. Go shut him up. Go shut up Brian Ball. It's vital to the success of our movement. This is here's another ComicsGate fun fact. This is the same guy. Oh, it is Late Night Comics. It is. You can see his name here. Mitch and his wife are terrified because oh my God, they refused to join Ethan's comic book company. So Ethan used shills to harass them. He cooked up this Vox Day sham to attempt to whip people into line. Ethan is behind the harassment. ComicsGate is hate.
Now he nuked his Twitter and his YouTube last week, and then reactivated his Twitter recently. I guess like 2 days ago. He's just been spurging out and doing all this crazy shit.
Mitch
He was doing crazy shit before, but it wasn't working. He was trying to be like get some more attention in the movement and be like a bigger name, and it wasn't working for him. So now I guess he's trying to do that with the SJWs and see if he can.
Is this an
popularity
asylum
over there or something? I don't know.
What is going on? This isn't. I'm working alongside of an asylum. I'm working alongside clearly mentally ill people. Mitch and Elizabeth, join my comic book company. No, we don't want to, Ethan. We don't want to. You better join my comic book company, or I'm going to have you harassed with shills. And that's what happens. I send a lot of shills over to harass Mitch and Elizabeth, and finally, they succumbed. And by the way, I'll do the same thing to you. If you don't join my comic book company and let me make you rich, I am going to. By the way, my non-existent comic book company. I don't have a comic book company. But if you don't come over here and let me make you rich by shilling your comic book all the time on my YouTube channel,
how dare you?
If you don't let me, if you refuse to kneel before me and let me make you $168,323 for a single issue of Red Rooster, I will destroy you. You see me do it. I will. Yellow Flash is one of my agents. I will send people to what? What am I doing? Oh, to harass them. I will send my shills to harass you. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Vox Day and I'm going to say, Vox Day, I want you to, I want you to publicly claim ComicsGate and make all of the SJWs really, really happy and threaten the integrity of this movement. Why? For money. It's cash. It's going to lead right to cash. It's going to basically whip people in line. As you can see from the chat, where 50% of the people in the chat are basically cursing me out for humiliating Vox Day. It's all working out great. It's all working out according to plan. It's not just that I'm in the middle of a crazy cyclone, of a mentally ill typhoon, of comics. No. This is all part of my plan, guys. It's all part of my plan. So Mitch and Elizabeth, I want you guys, if you guys can, I want you to go to Mitch and Elizabeth and say, it's okay. You don't have to do what Ethan says all the time. You don't have to let Ethan harass you into joining ComicsGate. You're free. You're free to leave. I'm so sorry that he put you through this and made you earn $168,323 by harassing you with shills. There is hope, though. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. Walk away. Who is this dude, Yellow Flash?
He's just been around for a while. He had a Twitter, tried to do a YouTube for a minute, and he's just a shit stir. I mean, I like to stir some shit up too myself, but he just took it to a whole nother level, man.
I like it. I have to admit, I like it. In fact, if anyone is an agent of mine, it's probably Late Night Comics saying crazy shit like this. This would be a pretty good scheme. So I'm scrubbing my account. Everyone, if you go to my Twitter pretty quick and get whatever you need from it, because as you can see, I have deleted all of my tweets from 2010 to yesterday. All of them are gone. They're all gone. Why is this happening? I mean, I honestly, me and my wife sit there and marvel over this, like all the time, like daily. We go, why? What is going on?
It's very surreal, man. It's almost like sitcom type stuff. Like, man, this is actually happening. Like really?
That's crazy, man. I was like,
dude,
crazy, man.
I mean, the mental illness is deep and thick and crazy. All right. So anyway, yeah. So thank you, Harry Bergeron, for letting us in on that. Super Cormy, $2. Call one of them Rust Tico. Gojirify Moonhole Comics. You call it Moonhole Comics. That's Robbie Rodriguez's company. Necrosis, 99 cents. Thank you for that donation. Me Here, You There, $1.99. What about Comics Gateway? A guy named Milk My Man Tits with two T's at the end. Two T's at the end there. Good day, mate. Keep killing it, EVS. When do you think the SJW crazy crap will die down? It's been going on far too long, mate. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I kind of avoid it, except, you know, now I'm kind of taking a peek at it. People do send me stuff, and I'm like, oh, it's just so, like, it's so weird. Like, how are we supposed to function next to these people? I mean, it's not even fair. It's not even a fair fight. They're nuts. People are crazy. Absolutely crazy. I don't know when it's going to die down. These SJWs, part of me thinks it's because of poverty. Extreme poverty leads to this. People worried about paying their bills. I don't know. I have no explanation for it other than like that kind of sympathy, just pity.
I gotta jump out, fellas. I gotta go do some work.
Okay, go do work, buddy. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I'll talk to you guys later.
Take it easy, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, so absolutely insane. Let me all right, let me just quickly get to these other super chats. What does the chat think? Everyone's saying embrace the madness. What do you guys think of this? What is this? What exactly is going on? You know, it's like I think about, you know, I'm a big Elvis fan, and I think about actual like important cultural movements and what comes along with that. And it's never sanity. It's never like like these things that kind of last forever are never just calmly accepted and adopted and recognized for what they are right away. And you look at Elvis and what he had to go through when he first came out. You know, it's like he's vulgar. He's blah blah blah. He's making you know, calling them the N-word lover. You know, all this nonsense, shooting him from the waist ups because, you know, dancing the way he was vulgar. I mean, this is, imagine the torment of that. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, like, all you really have to comfort you is like just the knowledge that you're right and they're crazy. And that's all you have. And then you just have to wait for history to sort things out, which it does do. But every big cultural movement, everything that matters is met by this kind of insanity from the
haters.
Yeah, the haters, the main people who are just stuck in their ways.
Yeah.
Milk. Here's Milk My Man. TITTTS. Two T's at the end. I think it's time to go into a home, Boomer. And then he blows me a kiss. I'm fine. I'm still functional. You know. I might get one of those. I might get one of those chairs that go up the wall. What are those electric chairs?
I don't even know what that thing's called. The automated thing.
Yeah, you put your grandmom in it and she flies up the. I'm gonna get one of those.
I always think of the movie Up every time I think of that little chair thing.
John Dillard gaming the system. Thanks for $2. Heartbroken. Just tweeted you American manga idea. Oh my god, yeah. I know. I'm sorry. I think I found the creative team for it. I think I did. Gojirify $2. Moon Pie Comics. Moonhole Comics. Star Wars Radio. Thanks for $4.99. Would you have the Confederate flag on your giant robot like the Dukes of Hazzard, or is that too taboo now? Well, it's definitely taboo, but that wouldn't be the reason why I wouldn't do it. It's just that doesn't. Those aren't the kind of vehicles that become the robot. You know, it's not, and it's not about being, you know, a southern, a good old boy. That's what the Dukes of Hazzard was.
I like the Dukes of Hazzard. I thought it was a good show. I thought it was stupid when they took it off the air.
Well, I do too, but yeah, it's just not. That's not what, you know. How many cars do you see driving around with a Confederate flag on the hood anyway? Like
around here?
Yeah,
a lot.
Really?
You down south though. That's why.
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah, they fly with yeah, it's like I've been all over the South, Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi. Yeah, you see a lot of rebel flags, especially on big old pickup trucks and stuff.
Frank Smirkov says, I don't blame you for getting off Twitter, EVS. Well, I haven't gotten off of Twitter. I'm not moving. I'm staying right where I'm at. This is somebody lying. I haven't scrubbed a single bit of my social media. I stand by anything that I've ever said. I don't think it's ever been. I mean, I've said some mean things, but I'll just say, yeah, that was mean. So what? Yeah, there's nothing in there that you'll find that'll prove that I am anything other than what I claim to be. So it's staying, and I'm not deleting anything. And what are you going to do? Get me fired from being self-employed? Go fuck yourself. I work for me and you. All right. So VD Vox Day is just trying a gimmick. No shortcuts in life, says Jason Koppinen. Yeah. Micah Mathis, $2. So how does Weird Santa fit into all of this? That's to you guys.
Oh, you talking about Dark Santana? Okay.
Is that too much of a story reveal though?
Not really. Because
I mean,
hell, I've done so many streams on different channels and stuff. The information is out there. It's vague, but it's out there. Because I definitely wanted to educate people because they were like, "How does this character fit in?" Well, Dark Santana is he's a doppelganger for the being known as Saint Nicholas or Santa Claus, and he's basically the dark energy that was drained out of Saint Nicholas, but they can't destroy him because he is still that. All of your bad parts are still a part of you, so they could pull it out of him. So Santa will be a good person, but they can't just destroy it. So like you kill Santana and you kill Santa. Like if you hurt Santana, you hurt Santa. It's that kind of thing. It's kind of like Tomax and Zaymod on G.I. Joe.
right.
So it's
Still part of his consciousness.
exactly. So
Yeah.
that's why at the beginning of Brand, you'll see Santana is captured. We're like that he's been captured for like at least about a good 20 years. They're keeping him in the North Pole. He's being guarded by a husband and wife elf team known as Bibbit and Bobbit. I know people always, I revealed that on John Malin's stream and people thought that was crazy, but yeah, Bibbit and Bobbit are two elves that have been genetically enhanced, and they were trained by David's master Gaiman, and their job is to keep Santana under lock and key. And obviously, we need Santana to become free so that we can have some fun with him. But things will have to progress so that you will see how that goes down.
Right.
But yeah. So it's
awesome.
yeah. Everybody keeps saying Krampus or stuff like that. Krampus is different. He's obviously got that weird evil look, but yeah, this is a little different from what I'm trying to do.
Well, you just made $400 more, so you're at $23,618 right now.
Oh, wow.
That's the power of the pitch right there, brother. That's great. All right, so yeah, guys, back Brand. The link is in the description below. I'd love to get you to $25,000 today. We're gonna make that happen.
Oh wow!
Let's get you to 25, man.
Like I said, we made $95 the first time this thing was on Indiegogo. So I was like,
any amount matters.
I was like 25,000. What?
Let's get you to a nice round number.
I saw somebody bought a sketch cover earlier, so we have sold another sketch cover, which is awesome. And,
yeah, I like that.
Having all this cane in your hands gonna be cramping, brother. You're gonna be doing a lot of work, man.
Hey, man, we do what we gotta do.
Yeah. It's gonna be work. I mean, I gotta sign. God only knows how many copies I gotta do with this, man.
You got like 10,000 copies to sell, didn't you? Yeah, there's a lot of You did like almost 600K, man. There's a lot of books, man.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be something else, but it's got to get done. Yeah. So anyway, guys, Back Brand, go pick up your copy. I'm gonna be backing it today. I think today's a good day to back Brand for me.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh, you was gonna get a copy anyway. I was like, I gotta make sure.
Yeah. I back all these. I think I backed. I don't think I backed everyone. I forgot which ones I backed. I backed Space Force, Trump Space Force though, because I wanted that Trump action figure. So I bought one of those.
Man, I need to check that out because I was like, I like Tim's artwork. I like his artwork. It's fun. And,
Yeah. Tim's hilarious. I want Tim.
I like Tim.
Did I mention this? I don't know if I've mentioned this in a lot. Oh, hey, Ian, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Great.
What's going on?
We're having quite a morning here. They're making fun of me because I basically accidentally tried to share a screen and I shut down the last chat. That's a stupid mistake. All right. So we're going to be doing a crossover with the adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters, Cyberfrog. That was a comic book. Now, back when the Turtles was out, everybody was ripping it off. There's Biker Mice from Mars. And then probably the most famous one was adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters. And
I remember that one. Wow.
Yeah, it was a pretty big. I mean, back then it was selling very, very well. And they're I guess they're ninja hamsters. It's the Turtles, but it's with hamsters essentially. And I think they came back for a series in 2005. So anyway, that guy contacted me and said, I want to be a part of this. I want to do this. I've got my property. And of course being of that era myself, I knew about them and just thought, what a cool idea. So I do have an idea of how to work them into the story. I explained to him that anybody who wants to do a crossover with Cyberfrog has to contend with the fact that the world has ended. This is all, you're welcome to bring your property over here, but I'm going to kill them. So, this is your characters will die in my story. So he was cool with that. Because in 1998, wow. That's it. That's how that's how the world ended. And so bring your hamsters over here. And I actually found a brilliant way to work it into the narrative, into the story of the last day of on planet Earth. By the way, you guys just sold another $150 worth of comics. You're at $23,768. That's tremendous.
Oh yeah, it is. Yes. Nice. That $95 really stings, and now that we're not at $95,
95 no more.
People are saying, is Cerebus going to die? I don't know if Cerebus is going to be in Cyberfrog or not. He might be. He could be if Dave wants him to be in there. But yeah. So this is going to be. I have a great idea for should I tell you the idea or should I just keep it secret? Keep it secret.
It could be Dave.
Yeah. Allude to it.
Like that. Like sprinkling out there.
So 1998, it's like the last day of Cyberfrog's last day of Cyberfrog's existence before he goes into hibernation because he's stung by the Vespis into hibernating. He has just had an adventure. He's coming home. That adventure was with the hamsters. He met the hamsters and they were doing something. And he let them know he's got to return to Heather. He's got to find Heather, get the chicken, blah, 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 as we see. Well, Cyberfrog basically leaves Heather alone in his place, and when the bees come. So the question is, how did Heather survive 20 years? Like, how did Heather survive the attack, the initial assault that wiped out most of humanity?
Right.
The hamsters came together. So the hamsters helped Heather survive for 20 years. Well, until they succumbed to this. But I just love the idea of those two properties crossing over, and the hamsters being like, hey, we're gonna go help Heather, and all this stuff. So I'm gonna get a writer to do this, and I'm going to I would love Tim Lim to draw it. I mean, I honestly can't think of anything better than a hamster and frog book drawn by Tim Lim, the Donald Thump bunny artist. It'd be so cute. It would be endlessly cute. Yeah. So that's where we're gonna go with that. But this is just the beginning. I mean, all of these independent properties and comics from the 90s and from the 80s. Let's bring them back and let's have fun with them. And this is the world. The world ended in 1998. This is what happened. Let's write stories about this. Let's do cool stories that involve and excite people. That's what we can do. That's what we can do together with Ian's help.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
Ian, last night, what did you
Mhm.
think? What did you think of the events of last night? Now that you've had a night to sleep on it, what are your thoughts about Vox Day trying to co-opt the ComicsGate movement, create a label, and the reaction from actual comic skaters to this?
Well, I thought it was extremely pathetic for him to piggyback onto this great movement and claim it as his own, as if and use it as a means to push his own agenda, right? Because ComicsGate, to my knowledge, is not a political thing. It's about independent comics artists creating what they want. And here he is, saying that this is ComicsGate's about anti-SJWs, and it's not what ComicsGate's about. Ask anybody here, like, yeah, we're tired of progressives pushing leftist agendas into comics, but that doesn't mean that, we want to push an anti-SJW agenda, because no, that's not it at all, right?
That is not it. We are born. We were born out of the fact that SJWs are ruining comics right now. That's why we exist. We wouldn't exist if SJWs didn't make ComicsGate necessary. But the comics themselves don't need to be anti-SJW. And we would prefer it if they weren't. I guess ultimately they can be in a way. I'm still struggling with this. It's difficult to kind of convince people that on one hand, there's creative freedom, and on the other hand, we're encouraging you to use this creative freedom to actually produce a marketable product. Like we're more about the market and putting out a comic that's going to succeed and that people are going to enjoy. And everybody's going to enjoy. But at the same time, there is the creative freedom to do something like Trump Space Force if you want to. If you want to do fun, kind of funny pro-Republican or pro-Democrat propaganda, I suppose you can do it. We discourage it. We just think that that's what's hurting comics right now is partisanship, politics.
With Space Force, that's just like a fun, maybe pro Republican thing, but that's mild. You've seen a lot of that sort of thing on Marvel's comics. And this was even before 2016. They would put something out that's pro Democrat or whatever, and it's not that bad. It's just a fun thing. You don't have to buy it if you don't like politics in any way. But then here's Vox Day with alt-right hero, or alt hero as he calls it, and that's about like as far removed from mainstream politics as you can get. It is like saying Stalin hero or something. It's just disgusting. It's deplorable, I guess you could say.
Well, we don't want to be associated with that. And when I say we, I just mean so far everyone who is working really hard to build up ComicsGate with their comics, their hard work, our Indiegogo campaigns, our live streamings and our videos and all that. We don't want to be associated with that. That's okay. That's just
hateful stuff. It's one thing for people to say, "Oh, Ian, you just don't like him because you disagree with the alt-right." But come on, have you seen the stuff that he puts out? This is a guy who praised Anders Breivik, a dude who killed 77 children and injured like 200 others. He was saying that was necessary for the culture war to proceed. And so we know his agenda. His agenda is all about burning things down. He's an accelerationist, as they like to call themselves, like black pillars. The idea is that they move into an industry, say comic books, for example, and then start a grease fire, and then throw water on it and make it worse and make it so it's unsustainable, unsalvageable. And it's all well and good if you actually succeed in burning down the mainstream, but look at the past few times he's tried to move into any industry, whether it's books like literature or video games. He moved into video games with Gamergate because Gamergate was well on its way on its own. It had liberals, it had conservatives, it had libertarians supporting the whole ethics for games journalism. And here comes this guy who's like super anti-SJW. And it's one thing to be, a little bit anti-SJW and say, "Oh, I dislike the progressive agenda." I think that's most people. They don't like any sort of political agenda. But here's a guy who wants to push the alt-right into it. He writes this manifesto about what the alt-right means and how it means ethno-state. And that's like as far removed from gaming as you could possibly get. If you're a gamer, and you play with someone, you don't care what race they are, you don't care what gender they are. Okay, so maybe they're Hispanic American, or maybe they're a woman, maybe they're transgender. It doesn't matter as long as they're not trying to push any sort of political agenda in your face. You're gaming with them, and they're gaming with you. But if you're trying to push something, whether it is communism, whether it is Nazism, no one wants to game with you. You're not welcome. And that's the problem of, like, say, games journalists, is they're trying to push a far left progressive agenda into certain games, into their criticism, and people weren't having that. And now here comes Vox Day trying to push a far right thing. Well, I guess he's not really right? He's alt right, and people are not having that. And guess what? He manages to taint Gamergate just by being there, by saying the things that he says. And now all the far left people who are opposed to Gamergate, now they have an opponent. They can say, "Oh, look, there's Gamergate. It's full of Nazis." And it's one thing to have the whole guilt by association thing. I don't think people should be blamed for that. But at the same time, if you're gonna welcome a dude like that, then maybe your opponents have a point. And so what really solidified my understanding of ComicsGate is that yesterday the entire ComicsGate community came together. At least a small portion of the community all came together. Anyone who was watching the EVS stream, your stream, came together yesterday to tell him, no, we don't accept you. We don't accept your brand of hate. You're just as bad as the guys you oppose. You are you're not here to create. You're not here to produce something beautiful and say, hey, comics are for everyone, and they are. ComicsGate is for everybody, believe it or not. And he there to be an anti-SJW and rant about people.
Well, it's almost like the whole attitude, man. Like, you don't take down one regime for another. You know what I mean? I mean, that kind of seems like that individual, like he's the extreme. You know what I'm saying? It's like dang, dude. Like, you take down one, the Roman Empire, and you raise up, somebody that's worse. It's like, he said ComicsGate has never been about that, and having somebody that tries to bring those views, man, just like I said, add fuel to the fire for the people that. It's like, man, you already got this person against, coming against the whole ComicsGate. Now you got this third individual that's coming in from the side, and he's like the super zealot. And it's just like, whoa, like you totally missed the point, bro. So, yeah.
He honestly, you could call him, and the chat agrees, the chat saying it. Vox Day is an alt-right SJW. If you ask Ben Shapiro on his definition of an SJW, I think he gives the best definition for that term. It's basically a group justice warrior, right? They're fighting for the rights of the group, the ideology. They're the social justice stormtroopers, if you want to talk about someone like Arthur Chu. And the idea is that they are proponents of a certain agenda. They're zealots. And he just happens to have a different ideology than the social justice warriors and than the people on the far left, but he has the exact same mindset. He's got that zealous mindset where he needs to tear everything down, build it back up in his ideology. And talk to any leftist, like any far leftist. I'm not talking about liberals here. There's a lot of liberals here in the chat, and you're cool people. I mean, I'm a classical liberal myself. And here's someone like Vox Day or anyone on the far left. Ask them what their purpose is. Then they say that they want to destroy oppressive structures. They want to decolonize everything and destroy the system. Right? They got all these fancy terms for it. And if you ask Vox Day, he'll say the same thing. He's an accelerationist. He wants to burn everything down, build it back up later on. The whole idea is the same thing. Destroy the mainstream, destroy anything that's good, the status quo, whether it's good or bad, just destroy everything and rebuild it in some sort of a weird socialist ethno-state. It's a far leftist idea, and it's been adopted by the far right. It's horseshoe theory in effect again, where the farther you go to the extremes, the closer you are together. They're closer to each other than they are to the middle. And that is Vox Day. He's just as toxic as having, I don't know, that Nakatomi Tim guy show up, right? And having him try to co-opt the ComicsGate banner. Because if he did that, it'd be the exact same thing. The guy's a far leftist.
Hell no. No, yeah, we can't have that. You know, we just want to make comics that are for everyone.
Exactly.
Facts, yeah.
Because that's where the money is, and that's the
Mhm.
thing. We don't really care about the politics as much as we care about the money. We're here to sell comics, and you know, again, let's see here.
You're
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, again, that's all we're about. That's just all we're about is just profit first. And I know that's shocking to some people, but capitalism is where we're coming from. So yeah, we have difficulty, you know, putting strange politics into. We want to kind of keep the strange politics out and just mostly focus on doing fun superhero comics.
All the fringe politics. Yep. And
Yeah.
the ironic thing, and chat's pointing this out, they'll say that you know, his people, the people on the fringes, a small handful of them, tiny minority of people in the world, they'll claim that the centrists are useless, that we're not getting anything done. And yet look at who's you know, who's got the mind share right now in social politics. It's Ben Shapiro. He's a centrist, center right, and he's the one that people are flocking to. Jordan Peterson is somebody people are flocking to. On the left, you know, Bill Maher is more popular, and he's like center left, and he's more popular than I don't know, somebody who's like a far leftist that no one listens to because people make fun of far leftists. People rather listen to Sam Harris than they do to some communist who's spewing love letters, writing love letters to Stalin. So the center is where it's at. It's where normal people are, and they don't think of setting the world on fire because the world's a really nice place. It's a beautiful place. There are bad things in it, yeah, but we can, you know, if you feel like being an activist, there are ways to save it. Burning everything down, it's not the way to go. You know, it's a disgusting way to go.
I know we kind of say it often, man, but I think that's where you just you know, agree to disagree. It's just like any company, man. Like you got people that, you know, that say different things, but man, when it matters putting out the product, or when it matters hitting the work, you know, put all that stuff aside, man, and let's work together and let's get this thing accomplished. You know, forget about the he said, she said. I mean, agree to disagree and let's create some stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I just want to point out that Brand is kicking some ass right now. Yeah, you just cleared 24,000. You have $24,051 right now.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
Awesome. All right.
That is the that's what happens when you get on here and you make a good pitch. People all want to get involved. I mean, you've made $1,000 today. I've been keeping track.
So bye to 95, Antonio. You'll never see it again.
Oh,
yeah, we want to get Brand to 25,000 today. I think that would be a good place to be. I think you know, that'd be a good day's work for this book. Let me read some of these. Let's see. Spirits Car says, "Hey, when ComicsGate is written about, will it be about Vox and his books? Don't be a schmuck, Ethan. Fight for your legal claim to the title. It has value." Yeah, but see, here's the thing. Like, I'd be a schmuck if I fought for the title as well because it belongs to everyone. And it's like, you know, I'd be fighting for it to keep it away from people like Vox Day, and then I would own it, and then I would be the dickhead who owns ComicsGate. You know what I mean? It's like somebody has to do it, and yet nobody should do it, and that's why it's a tricky conundrum for me. You know. But if anyone has a right to it, it's me because I use it all the time for my morning show, and I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, guys. I don't know what the answer is. So I'm kind of being guided by my conscience and my principles here, and doing the very best thing that I can to protect, you know, what this is, you know, and what it needs to be to grow. I feel like what we did last night was the best thing that we could do, which was
banded together.
Everybody banded together. Everybody fought back. Everybody made a stand. And but people are going to make videos today about it, and they should make videos. We need people to make videos that actually establish the history of what happened last night, so that people know. Because things like that, I mean, you know, history is written by the victors. So we need to actually make the history that, you know, Vox Day tried to co-opt ComicsGate for himself yesterday and last night. ComicsGate as a whole, the people stood up and said, hell no, we're not letting it happen. And we beat that whole movement down, that attempt down. And that is history. That is history. So, whatever comes from this is, if he continues with this, it's bootleg. It's unacceptable. It's not what ComicsGate is. It is a pretender to the not to the throne, but to Vox is a pretender to the throne, I guess. Lauren Ryan stole my fan fiction story. Thanks for $2. Pablo Hidalgo, where did your job go? Rumor is he got fired, but I don't know if that's true. And he's goofing around with me on Twitter.
Yeah, it's like I don't like hearing people lose their jobs.
No, I don't want Pablo Hidalgo to go at all. I think he's funny. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Ambush Bob, Vox thinks he's an alpha when he was probably the school snitch growing up. Logan Cook, hey, Uncle Ethan, finally caught another stream. Sent you my portfolio for the Mecha story. Let me know what you think. Please be good. All right, well, Logan, I'll look at your portfolio, but I think Kanan is going to draw it as long as he wants to. We'll see how that goes. If Kanan screws up, listen, if Kanan screws up, Logan, I'll give you a call. So Kanan, just so you hear me, don't screw up.
Don't screw up.
Micah Mathis, thanks for $1.99. After Cyberfrog saves the world, will there be more crossovers? Yeah, I want to. I mean, that all depends on you guys. Again, the ComicsGate principle is we listen to the consumer. If you guys want more Cyberfrog, I'll never stop making Cyberfrog, and we'll do lots of crossovers. So we keep our ear to the ground. We pay attention to what you guys are interested in, what you want. See, Brob, thanks for $20. Elvis is alive, living in a bunker with Morrison. Well, the two of them should come out and go on tour, because I would go to that fucking show. God, can you imagine Elvis Presley, like old man Elvis, getting up on a stool, being like, maybe you remember this one. I won't for the money, I do for the show, I'm ready to get ready now. Okay, I'd be like, damn kid. I'd say, damn kid. And then if Jim Morrison came out all fat, like, hey, and sang Light My Fire. I have dreams like that. It's not fair. John Lennon being assassinated, that pisses me off.
Oh, yeah. That pisses me off, too.
No Beatles. Sucks. J. Dodd just backed Brand. Hey, thanks, J. Dodd. Appreciate that.
Definitely, thank you. Yes.
Yeah, people are coming together and they are supporting Brand today. I'll tell you something. Antonio is here every morning. People are suggesting he'd be my co-host.
That'd be kind of cool. That'd be interesting.
Yes.
Andrew has said that. Andrew was like, he's a good co-host. Like he like, first of all, he doesn't talk over you. He has good, insightful things to say, and he laughs. He's got a great laugh, and he's pleasant to listen to. And I was like, I agree. I feel comfortable. I feel comfortable with Antonio Bryce as co-host.
Feel comfortable with you, Ethan. Thank you.
Bryce is good people.
Round of applause.
And you just sold another comic, $24,074 right now. So I like to just mention, when you even just sell one comic, it's kind of cool. It's like,
we sold a sketch cover again too, so I was like, wow, man, sketch covers are selling. Like I said, there's only going to be 100 of them.
Yeah.
Period. So
you gotta buy it. We got to keep Kanan busy.
Yes.
Absolutely. Busy is good. Let's see. Elliot Fernandez. Hey, Elliot, we got to get you on this show.
Yeah, I love Elliot. He's a good dude, man.
Yeah. Yes, please.
He actually has a good idea. He needs someone. He needs a writer to help him shape it. But he actually has a good idea that I think he was describing some of it on my stream. But I think with a good writer, he would definitely be able to do a nice Indiegogo project.
His art is nuts.
Oh yeah, it is. He did a Santana. I like to put that on a shirt or something. That art he did was dope. I really liked it.
Would I try to co-opt Elliot Fernandez and try to get him to do a project for me, or would I just let him do his own thing?
I think both.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
He had a great idea, but I'd like to see him on something. I mean, like I said, that's one of the things he was talking about. He doesn't mind doing the work. It's just that like when he's working for Archie and Dynamite, they paying him like chicken feed. It's not really worth it. You got kids and a wife, and yeah, it's just not.
How badly does Archie Comics pay? Remind me.
So bad, dude. It's Archie Comics. I mean, listen. It's fun to draw Archie, and they're doing some really creative things over there. But yeah, you know, I mean, my God,
They almost went out of business, though. I mean, that TV show has pumped so much cash into them now. They're like, yeah, they were struggling. You know,
you'll get like $100 a page, I would guess, to work at Archie. That's what I would expect as an artist, $100 a page. You know, you're working there. You have to be pumping out pages. Hey, John Malin, how you doing?
Hey, Ethan, how are you doing?
John is the man.
Hey, John.
Good morning, everybody.
Kanan White is in here. He's joining us for the first time.
All right.
So, Kanan,
yep, I had
John
Kanan
Malin
and Antonio over on my show earlier this week.
Did about $700 while we were there too. That was awesome.
All right, let me read the rest of the super chats here. Elliot Fernandez says, "Doesn't VD also stand for venereal disease?" Well, isn't that Casca 52? I don't know who Vox is, and that was the problem. Yeah, Casca. Stephen 4X.
He's that irrelevant.
Can't wait for my. Here's the thing about Vox Day. I'm troubled because his 2 books about SJWs are invaluable. They should be textbooks. I mean, they're really, really good. And despite who he is and what he stands for, those 2 books need to be read by everyone.
See, yeah, that's the thing. It's like when I talk to you about Mark Waid being a jerk, I say he also wrote Kingdom Come.
Damn it! I know it's frustrating. You want them,
Yeah, right.
They've done good work. You know, it's like
Well, that might have been more Alex Ross, and with Mark Waid coming in to brush it up.
Well, yeah, and then I've heard Alex say that it was his idea, and then DC paired a writer with him to help. But someone scripted that thing, and that was he wrote beautiful words in that book. You know,
it's just like Ryan Johnson directing the best Breaking Bad episode of all time. It's just like that. And then he produced Star Wars: The Last Jedi, and that stunk.
Yeah, that's a turd though. That's a literal turd. It's still smelling. I smell it now.
And with that, you just sold 2 more copies of Brand. You're at $24,097. I'm going to put Graveyard Shift in there. I have to say, I'm watching Graveyard Shift also. Everybody who was involved in the stream last night did really, really well. I woke up and refreshed all of the links, and everybody seems to have jumped forward like $1,000. Graveyard Shift's at $47,000. Just sold some more copies, $256. I think everyone who stood up last night and just announced what ComicsGate was and who it was rewarded. The fans stepped forward and said, "Hell yeah!" All right, back Graveyard Shift.
Very nice.
Here, all right, and we'll put the link. Yeah, everyone seems to be doing really, really well today, and so I'm very pleased with that. John Malin is here. John Malin has a comic book called Graveyard Shift. John, what is Graveyard Shift? What's it about?
Graveyard Shift is if the Universal monsters were the X-Men. It's a group of scientists that were murdered and put into their own regeneration experiments by the Atlantis Corporation, and they're stand-ins for the Universal monsters. So our leader of our team is our Dracula. His 2 partners in crime. One is the stand-in for Frankenstein's monster. And then the female who's in the avatar here is a stand-in for the bride of Frankenstein. And we built a mythology around all of that. It's one big homage to everything from the 80s, 90s, the stuff that my co-creator Mark Polton and I were into as kids, even though we didn't know each other, but we all had similar interests.
That's awesome.
Everybody loves the Universal monsters too. I mean, they love those characters. I loved them as a kid. They're iconic. I wanted the Mego dolls. Remember the Mego used to be it, man. Those Mego dolls used to be the thing. I got 2 of them on my wall. Hold on, let me show you. Back in the 1970s, I'll turn on my camera here. Back in the 1970s, all there was Mego. All right, so let me put this up.
Before the days of Funko Pop.
Oh, way better. I mean, look at that. See my Batman and Superman. this is all you could. This is all you could get, and they were like $2, $3 or something like that. They had. They didn't look great. I mean, but they were great. They didn't look great, but they did everything. They made toys of everything. They even made the Waltons, which baffled me.
really?
Why would you make the Waltons action figures?
Why wouldn't you?
Act out your day.
Want John Boy.
Yeah,
those Migos had like real like serious points of articulation and stuff, didn't they? Like the wrist moved and the feet and all that.
yeah.
I remember. I actually had Superman.
I love me some
we had
Depression
some
era
of those
characters.
too. Yeah, that's the thing. But they should do a re-release of Migo action figures of the Migos. I think people would like that.
Well, they're doing re-releases of Migos, like they're like imitation Migos, but they can't ever be the same. It's like they have to be from the 70s. They were just so like goofy and everything. I don't know. Like I absolutely love them. Yeah, that's Migo, right up there. And what the hell was I talking about when it comes to Migo? Where was I going with that? Why did I have to talk about Migo?
I don't know. Where were you?
Because Universal Monsters. That's right.
Oh yeah.
So Universal Monsters had Migos, and I always wanted them too. It was just like you could play action. They were practically superheroes in and of themselves because Migo was making Frankenstein, Dracula, the Mummy. Creature from the Black Lagoon, and then they were sort of they fit in with your superhero toys, your superhero dolls. So I always loved them, and what a great idea! Like that, what John Malin has done here, and who's your partner with this?
Mark Polton.
Mark Polton.
He's the writer of the fantastic book that you love, Pizza Tree.
Oh yeah. I brought him on, and no, I didn't bring him on. I was yelling at you about it. Did I yell at him or did I yell at you?
No, you were yelling at me.
Oh, yeah. I said pizzas don't grow on trees, and he had a whole children's book about it, and I didn't buy it. It seemed like bullshit to me. Children's book about pizzas growing on trees? No. But he is co-writing Graveyard Shift with John Malin, and this looks just dynamite. You reached into the 1970s, I think. That kind of feeling, and then just brought it right back into the present.
Nice.
So well done. You're at $47,293. You just sold a few more copies. Those of you who want to back Graveyard Shift, you really should. The link is in the description. You can also back Brand by Antonio Bryce and Kanan White, which right now is just $3 away from adding another $100 to the haul that they've made on this show today. $24,097.
Yay!
Wow.
Yeah, so you guys made $1,000 here. I made fun of Doug Tenaple in the chat, in our private chat. I just said, Doug, I don't know what you're doing. I see that you're commenting. I don't know why you're not on my show right now. Antonio is raking it in, and you're sitting there complaining about something. I don't know. Also, Cyberfrog Blood Honey, of course. We've got 2 more days to do this. Cyberfrog Blood Honey is we decided to put up a variant cover with Salamandroid on it. It's a Salamandroid variant because I ended it a month ago. I took the whole thing down. People were joining ComicsGate and asking me, how can I buy Blood Honey? And I said, you can't until I think I finally kind of got talked into it. We put it up for just 7 more days. 7 days with a Salamandroid variant cover. You have a limited period of time to get in here, buy the comic book, buy Blood Honey with the new cover. And also, if you want to go to the $50 tier, you will get the comic book and the 1998 ash can. So there's a prequel that depicts the end of the world. It's a new story. It's all new art, all new story called Cyberfrog: 1998. And you can pick that up as well at the $50 tier. You'll get all of the stuff that everyone else got. You're going to get the bookmark. You're going to get the sticker, the window cling sticker. You're going to get the 2 trading cards. You're going to get a signed copy of the book. It's going to be autographed. If you go $50, you'll get the 1998 ash can, as well as the special colorized reprint ash can called Amphibionics #1. So that's all told. You're looking at about 88 pages worth of story, and I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, it's the start. It's the start of the whole Cyberfrog epic storyline that we're telling right now. And what a great thing. I mean, we put it up there. It's been up for about 4 or 5 days. 5 days. We have raised $60,647. We are now, by the way, we are about $1,000 away from earning a combined total of $600,000 for this project, which is clearly far and away the highest crowdfunded comic book of all time. You don't want to miss it if you haven't.
It's only 2 days left, right? 2 days left to back this.
2 days left. 2 days left. Now, if we were to get to 100,000, which I don't know if we're gonna. If we were to get to $100,000, it would be a chromium variant cover. We would print this Salamandroid cover in chrome as well, just like the original one. But that is entirely up to backers to get on board and support it. I didn't make it easy for them. I didn't offer them $100 tier or $1,000 tier. You can either go $50 or $25. So it's going to be a rough slog to get to 100,000. But we will. We're going to do live streaming all day tomorrow. And just do a telethon. We're going to do an old-fashioned telethon.
I love those. I love telethons.
Yeah, it's fun. We talk about all kinds of stuff. Maybe there'll be another. Oh, look at this. Boom, Brand by Antonio Bryce and Kanan White. $24,177. Another $100.
Awesome.
Can we get it to 25,000? I think we can.
That's what we're trying to do today. I want to see it at an even 25,000. That would be terrific. People are all coming out. They're all coming out to support my co-host. Antonio.
Yes, it's made it official.
Like a referee and a whistle, baby. You better believe it.
He's here every morning, and I think he is the co-host. Wow. All right. So let's see. Where were we? Gojirify. Thanks for $2. Did you see what Quartering said about it? No, I didn't. I haven't seen anything yet. I went to bed. I didn't pay. I watched the Andy Worski video because I'm a fan of Andy Worski, and Andy is Andy. By the way, Andy looks rough, man.
He was working the whole day.
Yeah, he had the Andy Worski. He had a hoodie on. He looks like he's grown his beard out. He looks like a mountain man version of Andy Worski.
Mountain Man Andy.
Mountain Man Andy.
Is he starting to look like the guy from Ex Machina?
Maybe a little. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
He did a great video where I'm surprised. Like Andy reached out to me and I kind of talked to him a little bit in private, and I was impressed that he knew who I was. The thing about it is that I love being a YouTuber. Absolutely love my YouTube channel. Love it, and I admire I admire other YouTubers. Like I've met every single comic book artist and professional and writer, and I don't care. But I watch YouTubers. They entertain me, and they're clever, quick on their feet. I admire those guys. So when somebody like Sargon of Akkad knows who you are, I'm like, really? Of course. I mean, of course he does if he's into comics. But I don't, I always forget about that. So Andy Worski knows who I am. And we kind of had this thing where I was like, I can't believe you know who I am. And he's like, I can't believe you know who I am. And we had kind of like a bro hug, through DMs, like, all right, man, that's cool. Well, let me come on your show, blah, blah, blah. He did a video about what happened to Vox, man. He was just sitting there in a chair. He edited it down with his hoodie on, talking about the uprising of ComicsGate. And it was awesome. It was awesome. We beat back fascism.
Yeah.
Look, Andy Worski was just there. Yeah, it was cool, man. It was really cool. So I haven't seen any Quartering video yet. I'm interested in seeing it. Stephen 4X says, can't wait for my Brand original artwork. Oh man, you bought one of the original pages, huh?
Very nice.
Put Kane into work.
Those are only that's a pretty limited object.
Yeah, there's only 20 pages that are. The rest of it's going to be done digitally. So yeah, there's only going to be 20. So if you don't grab them,
yeah, you better get one now, man.
ComicsGate got together yesterday and said, "Nazi punks, fuck off."
Hell yeah, that's what happened. Surf Nazis must die, I think we said.
Yeah.
Right. Felsbug, thanks for 30 NT. You guys aren't ComicsGate, you're Comics Great. That's good.
Oh, heartwarming.
That's actually kind of a cool name.
Kale Roberts, $5. Congrats, guys. Great outlook for us indie guys. Yeah. I mean, that's what we want to do. So we're going to build this platform up, and basically, anybody who wants to just be like, hey, I'm a capitalist. I want to do comics and make some money. What's going on? What did I miss? You'll be able to do that here on with ComicsGate. Alan King, the great Alan King, who is actually the real Alan King, is related to my son. Did you know that? His great uncle.
Comedian?
Yeah, the famous comedian. He's in Hunter's family. He's not my family. He's related to my ex-wife and therefore to my son. Great uncle. He says you have to pay a co-host. What do you think I'm doing?
I'm getting paid. I'm good. I'm worried. I'm happy with the deal. Trust me.
He's getting paid in plugs. Elliot Fernandez, $5. Would you please review my black and red convention art book campaign on Indiegogo? Well, Elliot, you gotta come on. You got to come on the show, and then we'll do that. I'll add you to the Elliot if you want to. I'll add you to the secret room, and you can get. It's not a secret room in that secrets are being discussed there. It's just a private room in which you can be aware of what's going on and get the link and come on board if you want to come onto the show. Captain 198X. Check out Final Fantasy VI: A World Reborn, now available on the ModDB. Hashtag shillin' for Cyberfrog. Okay. Down Forward Punch, $5. Andy is 20 days into a 100-day coke and meth bender.
No, that's not true. That's not true. No, I work with him every day. It's not true.
JP4 paid in hair plugs. I would like to be paid in hair plugs. I might do it.
Hair plugs look pretty good nowadays. I mean, if you've seen Brandon Fraser, he was balding for a while, right, for the longest time, and then he got hair plugs, and now look at him. He actually looks pretty good. Yeah,
I might do it. I'm thinking about it because as I look
Elon
at my hair,
Musk.
I'm like, do I want to be bald? Like, do I want to be completely? Because the other option is to just go skinhead, and I'm telling you, I will look like Tor Johnson. I can't shave my head. So the other option is just to
get plugs. Yeah,
get plugs.
Look, Elon Musk uses plugs. You can't tell, can you? I mean, look at him. He looks,
no. I think everybody does.
Yeah.
You look at these Hollywood guys, and it's like they have perfect hairlines. Why do you think that is? It's not
plugs.
Yeah, of course. Indiegogo Cyber Hair Plug says go Girify for $2. Yeah, I'm not going to ask you guys to pay for it. Don't worry about that. I'll pay for it. Harry Thompson says go natural EVS. I don't know, Kanan. What do you think? You think hair plugs or go bald?
Bald is kind of tight, man. I mean, if your head shape fits it, and if it doesn't, you messed up.
Bad, right?
Yeah. If you get the hair plugs, just don't do that Chia Pet thing, man, because that was.
What's the Chia Pet thing?
If you get the hair plugs right, make sure
they're not done right.
Get good hair plugs. Don't get the cheap hair plugs that they give you in Mexico or Venezuela or something.
Yeah, Thailand. It'll mess you up, man. You'll be looking, and I'll be ragging on you, and I'll feel bad because I like you.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, I'll be careful about it. I'll go somewhere good. Yeah, Mike Kelly says, take your hat off, bro. I do. It's not like I'm like, I can't show anybody what my hair looks like. No, I walk around with you guys have seen it, and then you go put a hat on. It's not like that bad, but
spray on hair like Sean King.
Oh yeah. Get that spray on hair. Yeah, so I don't know. I might do it. Yeah. All right. Lord Vulcan goes, my God, we're still live. This has to be some kind of record. No, it's only been 3 hours, I think, and it was split up because I cut the screen.
Cut the umbilical cord.
Look at this. Brand by Antonio Bryce and Kanan White. Link is in the chat. $24,335. You're now
awesome.
$665 away from $25,000. I think you're going to do that today. I think you're going to do that. Don't forget Graveyard Shift by John Malin right now. Just sold a bunch more copies, $47,365. Congrats, John.
Way to go, man.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, everyone in the chat.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And we're letting people know. Has Cyberfrog sold anymore? Yeah, a couple. $60,717 for Cyberfrog. That's very exciting. I thank you guys kindly. I thank you kindly.
And we're 8 backers from crossing 900.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Very nice.
Cyberfrog has 1388 backers, not 1488 backers.
I think Elliot wants a link somehow.
Elliot wants a link. Please send the link to where, Elliot?
To what?
Come on, I think is it or private thing? I think.
Yeah, like did he Elliot, did you send me a request or something? Let me see, new message. I'll try to find you, Elliot. I don't know if you're
I was like, I can add him to the room if you want.
yeah, that'd be great. Elliot Fernandez. I don't wait, is
Yeah,
it
we
two?
follow each other on Twitter. That's why I was like, I can just add him.
Yeah. Can you do that? Are you allowed to add people?
Yeah, I can. Honestly.
Yeah, you should add him in. Yeah.
There he is. I see him.
I love the comments. People super chats. Gujirify said that spider toy from Toy Story had hair plugs.
Oh my god.
That weird Barbie thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, that is an argument against hair plugs right there. I don't yeah.
I would still say get hair plugs, or you could get a Tico Rose wig.
I got one
out.
already.
Oh, you do?
I got one. I wore it. Yeah, I took a picture. I
missed
did.
that.
Well, the fans sent me money for it. They said buy the Rose Tico wig, and I did. I mean, of course. All right, Elliot, I'm sending this to you right now. This is a link to the chat. Feel free to pop in. So yeah, I did. I wore the wig and I took pictures. They insisted on it. Now they wanted Andrea to wear it, and Andrea put it on, and she looked red hot. She looked really, really good in the wig. And then she just said, "No, I'm not gonna. Don't take pictures of me and put it on." Yeah, that's probably the right thing to do. I don't necessarily want to put pictures of my wife up and say, "Look at my wife looking good." But yeah, so not quite appropriate. But yeah, she did look cool, and you can rock the Tico wig. Yeah, it's possible. Paid in hair plugs, Indiegogo cyber hair plugs. The umbrella guy's there. He says, "Hey there." That was a pretty good. That sounded just like him. Hey there. Umbrella guy, why don't you come in? The link is in the in the room. Elliot Fernandez says, "Please send the link." The link is there. I'll put it in the.
Added him to the room. He should be able to just go into the private chat also. So
yeah,
I don't think he can scroll up. I think it's all blank above him.
Yeah, it's blanked above him. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I sent him. Don't worry, I sent him the link personally. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put this in the room again. I don't even know where it is anymore. I see all these. Oh, okay. Here we go. Paste. All right. Morning show. Some of you guys are here and you're not coming in like you're supposed to be. You guys are supposed to be promoting your book, and some of you aren't doing it.
Promote your stuff, guys.
Yeah, I know. But you're just gonna sit there. All right, so hey there, says that umbrella guy. Elliot Fernandez is coming in. Captain 19X Vox Day is as bald and inept as Dr. Evil. If the events of Cyberpunk 1998 were real, he'd have been the first casualty or the first to collaborate. Yeah, I think he would have tried to work, like he would have tried to win over the Vespis and think that he could co-opt the invasion. He couldn't. Anthony Huberstadt, $2, turned to the bald side. I just don't think it's a good idea. And honestly, the person who's going to make that final decision and push me one way or the other is Andrea. And Andrea's like, yeah, I think you should do it, So, and she's like, you got to do it soon. Stephen 4X, £5, just back graveyard shit. You missed that.
Whoa. Well, thank you.
I hope that wasn't intentional. Number 947. Gotta stop spending. Also, a 2XLT would be good, John. Haha. Yeah, John.
We have 2XL shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably be getting a hold of everyone that backs a T-shirt and getting checking on everybody's sizes. So.
Yeah, good thing, because $47,635. You've just made another $300 in the past 4 seconds.
Awesome! Thank you guys.
This, it's good to get this kind of support. Yeah, and guys, so in the link below the description right now, you will find links to Graveyard Shift by John Malin, which is basically, as John describes it, think about the Universal monsters if they were the X-Men, run through that filter. Brand by Antonio Bryce and Kanan White. Awesome book. The link is below the description as well. $24,335 to date raised on that book. Much more than these SJWs make in a year. I'm sorry, I am anti-SJW. Proud of it.
You take pot shots every chance you get.
Every chance I get, I will remark on their pitiful existences. $60,752 for Cyberfrog. Blood Honey, we got 2 days left to do that. 2 days left. And thank you to everyone who is backing and supporting. Got a $1 donation from somebody who retracted their message.
I am anti-SJW. Proud of it.
Uh-oh.
Elliot. Is that Elliot? Come on, Elliot.
Oh no! Oh no!
Elliot,
Come on, baby.
put on headphones.
Sorry. I just did it. I apologize.
What's going on, Elliot, man?
What's going on, fellas? How you doing today?
Really good. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Elliot Fernandez.
Yes.
Elliot Fernandez is an artist, and he is mostly on Elliot. I don't know if you have much of a Twitter presence. It seems like you're mostly on whatchamacallit. What's the
Instagram? He's huge. Yeah, 111,000.
Yeah.
That's a huge following, Elliot. How did you get that kind of a following on Instagram? What has your method been for self-promotion?
I actually started out just posting frequently, and this is before the algorithm situation started to adjust on those platforms, and I would just post as often as possible. If in the beginning it wasn't even trying to necessarily gain an audience, I just was trying to post. I just used it as a sketch dump, and all of a sudden everybody started to come and follow and check it out, and it kind of grew from there. It's kind of ironic because I'm just this chubby Puerto Rican kid in Tampa, Florida, and at the time I was working in a cubicle, and all of a sudden people were like, "Hey, man, are you rich? Are you famous?" Like, I don't know. Not really. But yeah, that's I started there, and I have a Twitter, but I never really used it. And to be honest, I was afraid of Twitter because I was scared of all this stuff.
It should be.
Yeah,
it's no fun. I've said over and over again, Elliot, and I'm saying this to everyone, again, who's listening, like in the ComicsGaters, you got to treat Twitter like Trump does. I really like Trump, and somebody else says Joe Rogan has the same attitude. You just post and forget it. Like, you can't go chasing down people saying bad things about you unless you want to get into that. Why get into those those awful squabbles with people? They just drain your energy and your brightness, your sunshine. Post what you want to say, let it be, and just let it be, and then you'll be much happier. Marshall Lee, thanks for that $1 donation, appreciate you. So that's sort of Trump does that. Trump just posts whatever he wants. How demoralizing is it for people that Trump just says what he wants to say, and then like 600,000 people are commenting under that, and he responds to none of them, and it's clear that they're only performing for each other, but they'll never get through to the president of the United States. That's how Twitter needs to be, I think, utilized. Now, Elliot, I've seen your work, man. It is gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I really do.
Now, so let's talk about your publishing history. Have you worked for the big two?
So yeah, I started out. I did some backup art for a couple issues, actually about a few issues of Harley Quinn Power Girl at DC, and it was an interesting time. I got I was a good friend of mine named Stefan Rue helped me to get that project. He's fantastic. Yeah, he really is a great guy, and he needed some help, and so he remembered me, and we had met each other several times in conventions, and so.
What year is this?
Oh man, this is about 3 years ago.
Okay.
About 3 years ago. So it was issues, I think it was 2, 3, and 6, or 2, 3, 4, and 6, maybe something like that. It was like small, some pages here, some pages there. I think when you add them all up, it equals an issue. Mm-hmm. I'm not ultra proud of it, other than the fact that I got to do some work for DC, which was kind of a dream, I guess, for me.
Yeah.
And but the problem was, I think I sent you that letter. It was hard to maintain. Like my quality level suffered so much because of the speed that I had to produce at the time, and I was still working a day job, and I was still doing graphic design and art directing, creative directing, and it was a challenge. It was a real challenge for me, and I sometimes I say it's a young man's game, because some of these businesses, at least the way it's set up right now at those big two or any of those companies, you really kind of want to live on ramen noodles, and if you can, just have a roommate or something, then you can keep rocking and rolling. But it was difficult. So I think that's probably why I never got the call back. I would keep in contact with my editor, and he was great, but it just didn't materialize. So, but around that time is when I was deciding to leave my day job to pursue comics, and then I started to get more involved, thinking that okay, I'm going to go ahead and I was at that point where it was like a funnel, and either you make the choice or you don't make the choice, and you either make that move or not. So I decided to make the move, and I did some work for Archie. And I heard you guys talking. Listen, pay aside, I'm really grateful to Archie for working with me. I'm really grateful to Dynamite. That's their business model. I can't fight them on that. It's just not healthy for me. So I just couldn't do it for long, and I decided to go ahead and back off and continue pursuing other things. I've been doing conventions for about 6 years now, 5-6 years, and I've been strategizing around that. But that culture is starting to shift as well. So I'm like, I really still want to do my thing. I still have these ideas that I've had for years, and I thought, well, the only way I'm going to ever get to do that is to break my back, trying to do both things, freelance and that. And then I encountered the movement, and I was like, wow, these guys really have a sharp idea. And the alternative for me, I thought, was going to be working in the digital environment only, on electronic comics or down, digital comics, web comics. And a lot of what you guys talk about has been espoused by some bigger. There's a book written called How to Make Web Comics, and it's really all about the same idea about building up your platform and getting your work out there, and not being so concerned about, what's going on in the marketplace, just focusing on your tribe. And so that's what you guys are talking about. It's a customer-focused industry now. And if people can't figure that out, then they're in trouble.
It's very true. So I'm going through, by the way, everybody in the chat, his name is Elliot Fernandez. I'm on his, if you see, I'm on his Instagram right now. Very popular Instagram, 111,000 followers, I guess you would call them. I don't have an Instagram, but I think they're called followers or subscribers.
Yeah.
Followers. Yeah. Look at this. It's absolutely terrific artwork.
Look at that Joker.
Where up right here?
Yeah. I don't know if the
Batman who laughs. Yeah.
The actual Joker.
He showed one on stream with me when he was on with me the other day. It was some guy, man, that thing was beautiful. It was behind him, and everybody in the chat was like, what is that? And he held it up. It is gorgeous.
This foot right here is terrific. This foot right here is great. I mean, it's the little things. This is just a great dynamic Spider-Man with good proportions. These little things are difficult to draw. These are the things that other artists kind of look at and say, "Hey, nice work."
Thank you very much. I
tried to get him. When I was trying to figure out what brand was going to be, he was one of the ones I tried to get. I was like, oh, but obviously it ended up being Kanan, so it worked out. But I was just like,
yeah, this is fantastic. So Elliot, are you ComicsGate? Do you consider yourself ComicsGate at this point? Like in your heart? Like what do you?
Yeah, I absolutely do. And it's I love that the way you guys are describing it all the time. And that's what's really been the most appealing to me. I'm certainly conservative. I kind of lean more libertarian now than I used to. Mm-hmm. But I'm super and ultra excited about the free market. I believe in the Constitution. And I really feel strongly that the things that you've described as far as problems in the marketplace are observations that all of us talk about, but no one has given it a proper voice. It's unfortunate that the way that people have labeled it is in such a quasi-negative way, but the reality is it's right on point. I certainly associate myself, at least in spirit. Obviously there's not an official ComicsGate list to sign up for, but if there were, I would sign up because I believe in it that strongly, and because you guys are talking about it the proper way. It's about the customer, it's about the market, it's about pleasing the customer, serving the customer. You can't please everybody, but you can certainly do the best you can to give them a product that you're proud of and that they will want to come back and buy more of. So I'm on board with that.
Well said, man.
Yeah, that's cool. This stuff looks great. The chat is going nuts. They like Elliot Fernandez. I'm going to keep saying his name so that you guys remember.
Oh yeah,
Elliot
he has a book.
Fernandez.
He has a book on Indiegogo that's almost fully funded, by the way. It's like,
Yeah,
Oh.
about 55% now. Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know. I didn't know that. What?
Oh no, it's actually my business partner and I. He's also my art rep, and we decided to try a first step towards trying to. I want to encourage people to see us be successful with a project, and we picked a small project. We're going to be heading out to New York Comic Con this year. And I've been wanting to do an art book for a long time, and I've been working with something called a Black and Red series, where I'm incorporating some of my graphic design influences, and then also with my love of comic book art, and trying to develop a series. And it's unfortunately it's become like a style now, so it's not just a series anymore. It's a style that I do. But I have multiple styles. I because of my background in graphic design and T-shirt design, I had to kind of become a chameleon over the years. But I have about 2 or 3 core looks that I go for. Some a cartoony look, and then this more what I call our iconic comic style.
Elliot, what's your book called on Indiegogo?
It's called Black and Red. I believe it's called Black and Red Art Book right now under Indiegogo. I can post the link in there if it helps.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna have conflict. Art to Bear has black and white.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
all this color. Who knew? Who knew?
Let me see. Darn the Darkness. Well, I'm not seeing it that way. Let me try again. Indiegogo.
Yeah, I can't find it either.
Well, we'll have to put Elliot Fernandez in, and I'll bet it comes up.
Yeah, it certainly should. It's called Black-Red-Art Book by Elliot Fernandez.
Yeah. Okay. Black and Red Art Book. Here it is.
Yeah, we're still learning how to do this right.
Yeah, I know. It's not, well, once we get the link together and we kind of, keep sharing it and stuff, it should be easier to find. I'm finding it says on the crowdfunding center 6 days ago. Where the hell, dude? What? This isn't easy to find. Watch the campaign video, claim this. Here it is. View the project. My God, it's a long way to go for a camel. Right. Boom. Here we go. Elliot Fernandez. You're gonna need a little boost here, pal. All right, so everyone's listening to Elliot Fernandez. Everyone loves Elliot Fernandez.
Yeah, 'cause he's only trying to raise $750.
Yeah, you raised that twice so far today.
Oh, it just went up. Oh my gosh, it just went up. That's awesome.
Elliot, every Joker in your gallery is like on point, dude. Like all of them, every face. That's amazing.
Thank you.
All right, so good news. I just added it to the link below the description. Go hit the look below the description, and you're gonna find back Elliot Fernandez on Black and Red. You'll find the link there. We can make this happen pretty quick, ComicsGate. I mean, this is you guys are gonna. He's looking for $750. He has $606. You guys can pretty much make that happen. And so Elliot, what has been your experience being kind of conservative? You're kind of quiet about being a conservative, do you think, or do you not mind people knowing, or what's your experience politically with the industry?
Oh, that's a great question. I as I said earlier, I was heavy when I used to work in the corporate America office space. I was ultra vocal. We living down here in Tampa, Florida, there's a lot of us that tend to be conservative, and I found a safe place to talk about that sort of stuff. It wasn't until I started going to conventions, and then I started to kind of get around people who I admired, and I was like, oh man, they're acting funny around me. And I wasn't that vocal online either, because I always felt like there's a place to talk about certain things, and I wanted to be more professional.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is that this stuff has been going around, and then to be perfectly honest, I remember the conversation surrounding you, and I thought, man, that's a terrible way to go. You can't win in that situation ever, because they're constantly beating you up. Well, I had hoped I could get some work. I even was supposed to get into this DC Academy thing or something, and that fell apart. And I kept thinking, what's the point, you know? So I found though that my experience in having conversations with people was just got very toxic for me, and I had a hard time. I spent probably too much time trying to convince people, and I'm a religious guy, I guess is what you would call me, but I kind of decided I want to take a back seat to that and just be focused on, one of the things I say about, I hope you guys don't mind me talking about this real quick, but the way I talk about Jesus is I say, look, instead of trying to convince you how terrible you are, like some people would, let me just show you how beautiful Jesus is. That's how I feel about this. Instead of trying to convince people about how crazy they are for being an SJW, let's show them how great ComicsGate is. Let's show them how brilliant it is. What a brilliant strategy. What a genius pathway you guys have created. And all it is using crowdfunding, which everybody else is doing. So I didn't get too involved, but now that I'm not really interested in getting work in comics anymore in terms of that part of the industry, I really don't care anymore. But I found my tribe is all over Instagram, and that's where I get the most followers. That's where I pour most of my energy. So you'll hear me talk about this sort of stuff, and it's mostly just being professional. I call it being professional, and I call it being more market savvy, and I do my live videos there. But now I'm starting to take that over to YouTube. Like I said, I started following you guys. I heard everybody talking great stuff, and I said, I could do that too. I want to be part of that voice. So that's what I'm doing here now.
That's great. Yeah, YouTube just seems to be the best way to actually get to know people. You can carry out conversations, and people really do kind of get a chance to be closer to you and get to know you as a person. And YouTube, for that reason, I feel like conservatives kind of, by the way, you're funded. It went that quick. So congratulations. $771. You're at 103% of your goal.
Wow.
That's ComicsGate.
Oh my gosh. Thank you guys. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Quite welcome.
Yeah,
super humble.
I'm so happy for you, man.
The chat is these are your people there. I mean, they're interested in you're supporting you, just based on just listening to you talk and everything. Here, looking at your project, looking at your art. ComicsGate does come together and just kind of decide, hey, we want to back this guy, we want to support this guy, and give him a chance. And it happens that quickly. I mean, it's terrific. I'm really, really proud of everyone in the chat. So
grateful. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the thing. I mean, this is what's great about YouTube. We can meet together every day, and we do a morning show. Sometimes I'll do a nightly show too, if I can, if I'm awake. Elliot, I'm tired.
I'm up with you sometimes, though.
Yeah,
I know how you must feel.
But for the most part, I'll do that. Let's see. Cyberfrog is doing. Yeah, wow, we just sold a few more Cyberfrogs. $60,812 for Cyberfrog. Let's check on Brand by Antonio. I want to see Antonio actually get to 25 today. Look at this, Antonio.
That's
$24,462. You're going to get to 25 today. Graveyard Shift. John Malin is in here. Let's see if we got a little Yes, we did. We sold some more John Malin's Graveyard Shift. $47,730. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and let me say that Hellboy on your black and white page looks really sweet. I love that a lot.
Oh, thank you, man.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Everything on his page looks sweet.
Yeah. I'm feeling no feeling, baby. It's all good stuff. I love it. I've been following for like 2 years. I love this stuff.
You're now at $1,206. You're at 161% of your possible goal.
That's crazy.
And by the way, look at how you're doing this here. It's like $15, $10, $5. Your tiers aren't very high. But of course there's this. You get the commission. That's going to make you jump.
And someone in the chat room said that they ordered that. So that is awesome.
Yeah, I see that. Thank you, guys. Listen, I appreciate it. I'm grateful to all of you, and I see the value in. I like how someone called it a conglomerate at one point. It's more than, it's not just a community. I hate saying community now because although the conversation on Twitter sounds so negative around that to me, but it's a family, right? That's how I see it now. You guys are a family, and I'm glad that you guys have at least invited me to participate at this level. I really appreciate it, guys.
Well, Elliot, I mean, it comes with a price, and the price is that they're going to beat you up. And that is why we are a family. We have to protect each other and look out for each other and be strong and remind each other of what we're doing, because it's so easily to get sucked into their negativism. And oh, look how great that looks. And it is a very negative, toxic world out there. I mean, comics right now is strange. I can't explain why people are behaving the way that they're behaving right now. I don't understand it. It must just be that we are on to something big. And I was just saying, earlier before you came on, I said, I take encouragement from other big movements, other big pop culture movements that have happened in the past, have all been met with this kind of extreme, crazy kind of backlash. I'm a big Elvis Presley fan. I love Elvis. And I think about Elvis's early days when he first came out, and people's reaction to Elvis Presley was they wanted to send him to hell. They persecuted him. They chased him around. He actually, somebody tried to beat him up at the gas station. All this stuff. Why? Because they were threatened by it. They were threatened by something new. And I mean, the left in comics, the extreme left, has held and taken control of this industry, and they are gatekeeping it. And they don't care about comics. They care about just hanging on to that kind of control. And so when they see us, they don't care about our comics. They'll pretend, oh, those comics aren't going to be good. They're going to suck. They don't care if they're good or bad. What they're worried about is that we offer another alternative to creators that doesn't require them to mouth the platitudes of social justice warriorism. You can come here. We have a huge community. We have a huge fan base that will take care of you, that will support your projects as long as they look cool and as long as you talk about them and market them and promote them every single day. They're going to come out for you big time. And look at this, $1,200 now, $21. They are going to support you. And I think that the SJW see this and they're extremely threatened to the point where they've lost all semblance of proportion and reality. And they're saying crazy, cruel, hateful things about this little plucky comic book movement that make no sense to normal people. They seem crazy. So, being a part of this group is cool. Being a part, subscribing to ComicsGate, saying, I feel at home there. I feel what they're saying is the message that I feel in my heart. I think they're right, and I want to promote my comics with them. The price is they're going to start calling you names. But fortunately,
that's all right.
Grade school is over with. As long as you have a thick skin and you're prepared to accept and ignore being called names, you're going to do very, very well. And I think we're only going to grow from here. I think that's inevitable. Now, I see your work and I'm thinking, how can I hire Elliot Fernandez? But I wouldn't even do that at first. I think Kanan White right now is doing his own thing with Antonio on brand, and then I'm going to put him to work on something for me. I want to see you do your own comic book here, and do it our way.
I that's what I want to do. I'm actually I was thinking about this morning while I was listening to you all talk. I'm thinking about reaching out to Chuck Dixon about helping me put together something. He's a buddy of mine here in Tampa, and I don't know if he would be available to do it, but I'm going to see about that, or if you have any recommendations.
Chuck just became a partner, I do believe, with Cautionary Comics, and that's
he did. I saw him.
So yeah, there's definitely an avenue in there. So you might want to reach out to Ben and Chuck.
Ben and Chuck, okay. And also, I want to say I loved the way you guys extended such grace to Alterna Comics and Peter Samani. I don't even know that guy, but I love his philosophy. I love what he's trying to do. I'm an old school guy, so I was born in the 70s. So I love the comics on newsprint, and I didn't mean to come across like, hey, you guys should do this in one of my comments, but I thought that's a great way to support that guy further. But I'm going to definitely look into purchasing some of his products. I was impressed with you guys, how you supported him, even though he doesn't really necessarily outwardly or explicitly subscribe to the movement.
He's a very neutral guy, and the SJWs have brutally attacked him. And I encourage anybody that goes to local comic shops to please go and order 2 copies of everything that Alterna is publishing, and give this guy some support. So it was a brutal attack that he underwent. But Alterna Comics.
absolutely cruel. I don't understand why people would do that to him. I mean, he said that he was feeling. Now, when you're under this kind of attack, I'll tell you, it feels really weird when the constant negativity. He described it as feeling numb, and I knew exactly what he meant, because Andrea and I have felt that too, where you just go, your legs feel numb, and around your shoulders and your heart just feels kind of frosted over. You feel numb, and you just feel sick to your stomach about the way you're being treated. That is the kind of bullying and the harassment that you're receiving from these people. And while they're doing that, they're accusing you of being the bully and the harasser. It is outrageous. It's absolutely outrageous, and there's nothing you can do except just, I don't know, endure it, I guess. You don't want to complain, you don't want to argue, you don't want to be what I call a bitch. So you're gonna put up with it. But it does completely and totally suck. And yeah, I mean, the idea that Peter Samedi said, I've been contemplating suicide over this. That is a shocking bit of honesty and truth, and that just goes to show. I mean, I really feel in my heart that we are right. We are moral. Our stance makes sense, and we are succeeding for that reason. We're succeeding because of all of these things. People want to support us. People see the way things are out there. We are not alone. We are not a tiny minority of people. No, we are the vast majority of normal people who think that SJWs are crazy. And they say the opposite. They try to gaslight and say, oh, well, it's you guys. You guys are bigots versus the rest of the normal civilized world. I disagree strongly. I really feel that the rest of the world has not gone crazy, and they see that what we're doing is rational. It's a good business model. It will sustain itself, and it makes sense the way that we treat the market and customers. And what they're doing is batshit insane. Excuse my language. So I stand by everything that we do. I think we have integrity. I think it's clear that the fans are behind us. Look at this, $1,346. You're now at 179% of your.
I see it, man.
Flexible goal.
I see it. Well,
24 days to go.
One of the things I was telling some people, I was talking to my father about this whole thing, and I was kind of preparing him for what I was thinking about as far as going into the river with you guys. And I said, it makes sense whenever you stand for your principles. The reason why it's funny, because when you stand for your principles and your principles are noble, people will support you. What's crazy about the SJW movement is they're standing for what they're saying, but they don't really have any principles. They're just trying to hurt people. So there's no principle there. There's no story to be told. It's just, let's just break things. And I think that's a terrible way for them to approach it. Well, that's why they're failing. I mean, they may seem to be succeeding. I mean, my concern is like, what exactly is their end game? I think, because I used to work with kids and youth, I think they're trying to use this comic platform, the art form itself, as a way to make it propaganda for children. Like what's going on in libraries and stuff like that. Because I don't think
do that with video games. I mean, you have Anita Sarkeesian, one of the leading feminists in the video game industry, going in front of a panel at VidCon and claiming that video games are a medium. They're a vehicle for her to promote feminism, and that seems to be their agenda.
Yeah, I remember you said that. That's unfortunate. So if anything, that's another reason why it's going to be a great thing to produce everything from action comics to all ages books and just get it all out there and really counteract this movement. By the way, Antonio, I appreciate you supporting me too. I backed you as well. So I just want to tell you, I love you, brother.
All right, thank you, man. I definitely appreciate that.
Hugs and kisses, man. Hugs and kisses.
Well, Antonio's at $24,485, so he's just $515 away from where I want to see him get today. I want to see him get to that $25,000.
And that is how we win, right? That's how we're going to win. Not fighting what we hate, but saving what we love.
That's so true.
That's great. Tito say that?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why we know it's true. That's how we know it's true.
Oh, Rose, Saint Rose. Is she a saint now?
Just to me. $1,426, 190% of the flexible goal for Black and Red art book by Elliot Fernandez. We're welcoming Elliot Fernandez to the family today. It sounds mafioso. I like that.
Yeah,
It
no,
sounds
I'm
like a
fine.
mafia, though.
I have no problem.
Please, I was coming to you with a favor.
Elliot, you've been made, man. You're a made man.
I mean, you've made me an offer I can't refuse. Now I've got to follow up.
I'm gonna watch Sopranos today while I'm working.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
now we
watch
just-
Sopranos.
Now we just need to get Don Tucci back.
La Familia.
Yeah, well, you know, he's got. Here's the thing. Like the thing about Billy is this: everyone loves Billy. He's a jovial guy. He's really he thinks they're gonna fight for Billy. They're gonna fight hard to keep him, and that means that they're gonna threaten him to not be his friend anymore. He'll get it rough if he comes with us like he wants to, and he doesn't want to. But he has a lot to lose, and I think they know that. The SJWs know that. So Billy, and it's a shame. It's like they're not your friends. Like these people aren't your friends. If this is the way they're treating you, surely they should see that it's like, this is where you want to go. This is where your heart is. They should just allow you to come over here. You're going to make more money. They know that you need to work. And in the meantime, they're not giving you any work. This is what kills me. I got into an argument with Moose Bauman in my email. I didn't even tell you guys this, but Moose Bauman sent me he sent me a weirdo fake thing, like a fake DM, where it was basically me denying that I'm gay, but I'm using bad words. And then they completely concocted this thing. And in this thread, I wished death on his wife. And he goes, "Is this real? Is this real?" I'm like, Moose, do you ever hear me? First of all, if somebody called me gay, do you think I would care? Like, me. I would be like, yeah, well, no, I wouldn't argue like that. And I don't use words like that. And do you think I would ever wish death on you or your that's not me. And that's not me. That's fake. And he's like, yeah, well. So we got in this whole big argument. And he admitted he knew it was fake and everything. I said, so somebody sent you that. What, to make you act like a clown? Like, who was it? Who was it that faked that to get you all upset and to make you act more like a clown? Like, are these people your friends? Are these people that you're kissing, like you're dancing for? Yeah, they're goading you like you're their clown. You're a rodeo clown to them. Is that what you want? Are you happy?
He's like a bull, right? And they're just throwing things at him. They're just provoking him, throwing spears at him. They know they're not going to hurt him that much, but it makes you bleed, right? It makes him flip out, and that's what they're doing to people.
Well, they want, because he's funny, because he says over the top stuff and he's crazy. So if he calms down, then go ahead and let's get him even more nuts. So I said, so that's what's going on. I said, Moose, are you making any money off of this? That's what it comes down to. It's like you just threw away a $60,000 job. And that's what this amounts to for you. Like Cyberfrog, you would have been paid $60,000 for this. So you threw that away out of hate or whatever it was. Is that money coming anywhere? I hope it is. Like, here's the thing. Like, I would tell SJWs out there who might be listening, give Moose Bauman some work. Like, seriously, give him $60,000 worth of work if you can. If you're able to. Give him $60,000 worth of work, because it has to be worth something to stab me in the back. It needs to be worth something. Yeah. Everybody who's stabbing me in the back, make sure that they get paid for it. Because
what's even the point, right? What's even the point of standing for their group? I mean, promoting their agenda and attacking your own friends, people who are giving you work when you're not getting anything out of it. At very least, be mercenary about it.
It's safe.
But what safe for what? Like, I mean, like
safe
for
personal.
For your personal. I mean, it makes you. It's like a personal moral value. Like, I'm doing something noble. So, and then I don't want to buck the system. So as long as I can stay in the boat, you know what I mean?
You got to be a wolf.
It is pathetic. It is sad. There's nothing in it for you except, please leave me alone. Please don't. That's what you're getting out of this. You're getting them to leave you alone for the time being. You're praying that they will eat you last. They will eat you. They will as
eat
soon as
you.
that's coming. So you're just hoping that they're going to do it last. Well, stand up to them. And by the way, and there's a living in it. There's money over here. You can do projects with us. You can make more money. You don't have to do this. You don't have to dance around and act like a clown all the time. Nazi, 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 Nazi. You don't have to do that every day. You can keep your dignity. You can keep your dignity. You can make a good living for your family, and all of that. And you don't have to be so angry all the time. We're happy over here. I couldn't care.
Productive.
Yeah, it's like I couldn't care less. Like, it's like every single day I wake up, I get to draw Cyberfrog. I get to do my talk show on YouTube. I have a great time making new friends. I just made friends with Elliot Fernandez.
Indeed.
And I have zero complaints in life. I wish that this could be that way for everyone, and it could be. It could be. Yeah.
Yeah, and also with ComicsGate, you're not just keeping your dignity, but you get to keep your individuality as well. Not all of us get along, not all of us share the exact same political views, but we're not condemning each other for it. We recognize it and we keep moving forward. We keep moving forward with our books. We all have the mentality that we're making books for everybody. We want these to be as commercial as possible, cast as wide of net as possible. And being in ComicsGate, it's a leap of faith. But once you make that leap, man, you're free. You're set free. You don't have to pretend to be all these things that the SJWs want you to be, or all these things that somebody like Vox Day is going to want people to be. Be in the middle. Be with us. Be with regular people who may not see everything eye to eye, but we understand that there are differences in people. We have real tolerance. And we move forward anyways.
Check this out. Somebody in the chat says Renfamous, that cosplayer with the blue hair, that they all gather around like they're all listening to this cosplayer. Like, oh, yes. I love it. She's funny. She goes, anyone else notice how few comic book pros, not wannabes or commenters, related to CG talked about the Vox Day thing? It's because they knew it was a hoax. Now, basically, that is a complete and total victory for ComicsGate. We were very closely, almost happened, and people were actually really upset about it in private. We were almost co-opted by Vox Day. And our reputation was at hand. It was at stake. And we're like, oh my God, the SJWs are going to be mocking us and making fun of us. And see, we told you, Nazi, blah, blah, blah. Now, we so successfully beat back that crisis that now their propaganda is, it was a hoax all along. Couldn't be better. It couldn't be better. Thank you for letting me know. I never see what Renfamous says. I'm never on Twitter, and I think I have her muted. So I thank you for that. That is great news. And the thing about it is like that is their propaganda. Like they subsist entirely on lies. None of that's true, but that's their spin. That's their spin after this. It's great.
The spin zone.
Yeah, Black and Red is 230% funded. It raised over $1,000 in the last 30 minutes.
$1,722, guys.
Y'all so crazy. Y'all so crazy. I love it. You guys are great, man. I really appreciate it. Listen, you know what I love about this discussion too is like what I saw last night with the Vox Day thing. It was like everyone's truly a. You guys said it earlier how this belongs to everyone, the group, and it's like we're all vigilant guardians on the watchtower, waiting for this crazy stuff. I love that. I love it. I love how everybody's like, yes, let's destroy that nonsense right now.
Yeah.
Somebody said, would you debate Renfamous on stream?
No. Look, let me speak for me. No, she's a nobody. Nobody.
You're giving her a platform. Yeah, you'd be giving her a platform.
Yeah, and her numbers keep jumping up. She was when she first started trolling. She only had about 1,100 people.
Yeah, because they're all retweeting her. She's doing what I used to do when I was an SJW. So I recognize the pattern. Basically, trawl through all your feeds and then find things that you can say, life comes at you fast. Look at this person being a hypocrite, sort of. And that is exactly what she's doing. Find a way to point out how you're hypocritical for saying this once and now you're saying another thing.
Yeah.
And people love that. It gets the retweets, it gets the likes and the subscribes and so on.
Well, yeah, that's what's going on. But I would debate. I invited somebody else on to debate. Another guy. He's going to come in. He's a writer. He wants to write an article. And I already said this. He's like, I want to interview you for. I'm a lefty. I work for a lefty publication. I said, well, yeah, we can do it live stream if you want.
Yeah,
and
do
if you
live
want to
stream,
get,
that's fair.
yeah, people can watch and everything. I don't mind it. It's not. You know, what the hell? I mean, there's so many presuppositions that come with the SJWs when it comes to ComicsGate. I don't mind talking to them, and if they want, it's okay. We'll make it entertaining.
It would actually be really, it would be actually good to talk to like a lefty journo on stream, so that way they can't twist your words, they can't change anything that you say, and when they actually publish the article, people can actually go back and compare that to the interview video where they talk to you face to face. So when you explain something and they worded it in a different way, you'll know if they're lying, and so you're holding them to a higher standard, which I think is fair, given how untrustworthy the media is these days.
Yeah, it's fun as long as it makes a fun stream.
It will be fun.
I don't even care. Like
it will be fun.
I mean,
I'll buy you a pie if you debate Rich Johnson.
I already have. Oh, you guys don't even know about this
on live stream.
No.
Maybe some more pie.
No, Rich Johnson. It's like he wanted to do an interview with me, and I said, sure, I'll do an interview with you. It'll just be one-on-one, back and forth. And I did an interview with him. Well, this was back in June, and it was about me leaving DC, things that he'd heard, and then how they conflict with what I've said, and et cetera, et cetera. And anyway, this interview went on for 2 weeks, and he still has yet to publish it. I absolutely obliterated him. And I gave the interview. I would give the interview to anyone else to publish at this point. I feel like the agreement that we had in place has been voided because he has not published the interview. I mean, I honestly, I was at my absolute best during it, and it just kicks ass. And he won't print it. He won't print it on Bleeding Cool.
Why don't you read it on one of your shows, on one of the live streams?
Yeah,
I could do it now, but I mean, it's like, it's long.
He's had his chance.
Oh.
It's long. I could do some of it. We could absolutely talk about it. But yeah, like that is. I gave it to actually talked to John Trent over at Bounding Into Comics, I think, or maybe Bleeding Fool, somebody. And I said, hey, I've got this thing. Why don't you guys, if you guys want to run it, you could run it. But it requires some editing. But Rich Johnson mentioned it in the new article. I think he put up another hit piece on me the other day. So he mentioned that it exists. All right, let me read some of these super chats from peoples. See what you guys are saying.
The peoples.
The people. Yeah, ComicsGate. So everybody wants me to get hair plugs, except for the ones who don't. Midnight Cherry TV. $2. Nurkish just announced ComicsGate and Digital Toad. I saw it. It's very, very funny. Nurkish is parodying Vox's ComicsGate logo. He changed it to CG Cash Grab, 100% not free. There are dollar signs all over it. So I think he's going to use that logo for the front covers of his book, and he totally should. And he just put up a hilarious caricature of Rich Myers, Zach, that I'm dying. It is very, very funny. Yeah. So Nurkish does make me laugh. But Nurkish also, and you won't know this, Nurkish was not happy last night about this. The real Nurkish comes out in private, and Nurkish was unpleased. Wait a second. We own ComicsGate, GAIT. Respect that and get in line, he said. He is so funny. All right, hang on a second. Let me see if I can find the. All right, I'll share this screen now so you guys can see what he's up to.
ComicsGate.
Yeah. It's like, I am sharing the screen.
You
right?
are.
You guys can see this. Okay.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. Yeah. So where's that?
He went past it. It was at the bottom of his post.
Oh yeah. There's the new logo.
I love that.
But where's his Richard C. Meyer sketch, or not sketch? Hold on a second. Nurkish. Look at this. This book's gonna be a huge hit, dude. I'm sorry, but cash
somebody
grab.
thought I was crazy. I told him, I said, I think they're gonna do 50, 60,000. Oh God, what was oh my! Guys.
I saw this and I lost my mind laughing. Oh my God, that's fantastic.
Like Captain Goonies, man.
Why did he do that?
It looks like he's remaking The Mask.
It may have been a mistake.
Oh yeah. So what can I tell you? Hilarious. Yeah,
like
Nurkish
South Park character. Oh wow.
Nurkish just parodies everything and then makes it funny. He can take the situation, he's going to make it funny, and he does it in a way that makes you uncomfortable. Like it's like, can we just move past the Box Day incident? No, can't move past it. He's going to parody it and make it hilarious, and that's who he is. Look at this, $24,733 for Brand. We're now just a little more than $250 away from that $25,000 mark. Why is that, Antonio? Why does everyone love you so much?
I don't know, but it's making me very tearful, and I'm thank you.
Yeah, let's be grateful. This guy loves you too. He loves you. Oh my God.
Well, Mike is happy that he's not the only one that just cried on stream now.
Yeah.
Well, let me say that Brand has absolutely fantastic art by Kanan White. So, I mean, on the surface level, that is absolutely what sells me on it. The Dark Santana concept by Antonio is really slick. And I think a lot of people love the evil Santa Claus running around.
Well, guys, I have to go. Andrea just texted me and said, I get texts from my wife. I'm in the basement. She said, can we go grocery shopping? So yeah, the answer is we can go grocery shopping. I want to thank everyone who supports.
And I just got here.
Nasser, I know, but well, we'll get together again later.
That's why he's
Squeak
really
your
leaving.
chair, man. Squeak your chair for us so we'll know it's really you.
Yeah. So it is. It's the real Nasser. But I want to thank everyone for coming. Thank everyone who supported the Indiegogos today. Thank you for definitely welcome to Elliot Fernandez and for helping to make his goal complete and more so. This is great. Don't forget, spread the word. Share that link around and let's help Elliot Fernandez do way better than that. We wanted to actually make a little profit here. Leodara says Ethan is going to get more pie. That is 100% likely. I might do it. Hey, it's my birthday. I'll eat pie if I want to. Well, it was my birthday yesterday.
Birthday?
Yeah. Well, yesterday was my birthday, so I'll still eat pie.
Look, everybody knows that calories don't count on your birthday week.
No.
It's a birthday.
All
Disappear
pie,
magically.
all pie is sugar free on your birthday.
Yes, hell yeah. All right, guys, thanks a lot, and we'll see you again later on today, possibly tonight. Oh no, I got the High Council tonight. I'll probably do another live cast this evening, though. All right, bye, guys.
Bye.
Take it easy.
Bye.